And you're gonna know that he knows that you know you're having at least as much fun or more fun than he is, and he spent a whole lot more money. All right, friends, we're packing it up. I've got nearly 1,200 miles to ride, so stick around. Let's do this. Been on the road for about an hour or so. Figured I'd go ahead and top off with gas and then keep on bombing down the road. Haven't had a cup of coffee yet this morning, so that'd be nice. Maybe the Texan can help me out. Bucko seems to like running at 55s. Pretty good, comfortable speed for it. It'll go a little faster, but not much. It's like half throttle at 55, but full throttle to get to 60. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. This place is like a mini Buc-ee's, but I think I like it better. Yeah, it's like a mini Buc-ee's, but better. Banana bread. You know, I usually eat pretty healthy. Pretty clean eater most of the time. Exercise regular. I'm a healthy guy. But on these trips, that's just whatever. Whatever I find, that's what I eat. Been super lucky with the weather so far on this adventure. It's been over a week, pretty much. It's been about a week of traveling and I haven't got rained on really at all. Just a tiny little bit here and there. So I'm super grateful for that. Speed limits are crazy high in Texas. All the roads are pretty much straight and flat. So speed limit's like 70 miles per hour on these, you know, not that big of a road. It's not like an interstate or anything like that. But surprisingly enough, all of the drivers in Texas that I've encountered so far are extremely courteous. They don't get right on your butt. I mean, I'm 70 mile an hour speed limit. I'm going like 55, 60, you know, at best. They never have gotten right up on my butt trying to get me out of the way. Always give me my space. And the shoulders are super wide, so it gives me a chance to kind of pull off to the side and let them go by. And almost every single person that I have let go by like that has put their flashers on, you know, to say thank you or wave. So the drivers in Texas, thank you for being such good human beings. You know, that's the way we should treat one another. Yeah, we drive fast. We want to get where we need to go, but not at the expense of running somebody over and being a douchebag, right? I mean, Texas, you know, you're doing a lot of things right. 980 miles to go. So when you're banging out big miles like this, there's certain riding techniques that get deployed. You know, I'm going to make sure that I go over all of those different various seating, riding positions. Some of them are pretty advanced. To give the old derriere a little bit of a break. Stretch the legs out a little bit, but keep hammering on. So stick around for that. I think you'll enjoy it. After seemingly endless miles
miles of perfectly straight roads with high speed limits. There's this twisty bit right here, a little bit of curves reminding me of home in Appalachia. This road winds down into the valley of the Colorado River.
Engine died, had to switch over to reserve, but I think gas is going to be pretty easy to find around these parts. Can't decide if I want to remove this broken mirror yet. It's still kind of useful, but really irritating. Very important tip to always remember. Never forget this, because you'll end up stranded. If you ever have to switch over to reserve, and then eventually you find gas before you run out completely, always switch it over or switch it off of reserve before filling up with fuel, not after. Do it before. Make that a habit, because if you don't, you'll forget and then you'll be stranded somewhere. It's lunchtime. A little bit hungry, a little bit thirsty. Treating myself to some pistachios, jerky, coconut water. And I'm just admiring the beast that is Buck, the 150. I mean, I have just been hammered down, thrashing this thing relentlessly. And it keeps asking for more. It's like begging for more. No matter what I do to it, just wide open throttle for hours. Doesn't matter. Loves it. I've just passed probably the most Texas thing that I've seen, and you'd think it'd be more common. Texas Longhorn. Man, look at those things. It don't get much more Texas than that. Whew, it's hot today. It is warm. Even at 60 miles an hour, it is hot. Quick tip, if you wet your neck gaiter like this one right here, when it's 95 degrees like it is right now, it's like wearing an air conditioner. Well, sort of. I just couldn't stay on the route anymore. I had to get off of the pavement. This red dirt road was calling my name. So let's just see where it goes. Sun is setting, my friends. I am in need of a place to spend the night. I've been riding for 11 hours, a little over 11 hours now. So let's start hunting a place to settle down.
Pulling a quick U-ey right here, guys. I passed a small little isolated road that looked very promising for camp spots.
Where does this go? Problem with this area is it looks very mosquito-y. Pretty though. Cool spot though. This looks very mosquito-y. I love swamps though. I do love swamps. I mean, so much life. Every inch of ground and water is just full of life. A lot of them sure want to bite you, of course, but they are really neat. ATV trail? What? Open year round. Huh. That's almost too difficult to pass up.
This was such a cool trail. It got really sandy, deep sand, but all these little offshoot trails to the left and the right were straight into the swamp where only I would imagine a swamp buggy could go. Something with some really high ground clearance and some pretty aggressive tread tires. The downside to this little 150 is right here. The street tires and the low power is where it becomes very difficult in the deep sand. You'd really appreciate some more aggressive knobbies and a couple more ponies underneath you when you get to the deep sand.
That deep sand is a lot of fun. That sand is a good time, but I really do need to find a spot to camp. Let's go see what's over here. Looks like this area floods completely from time to time, and all this trash gets floated up here and just set down. This looks like a pretty good spot. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. A motorcycle is the way to travel. Yes, of course, you're exposed to the elements and your butt gets a little bit raw, which I need to get you all of the various seating positions for smooth, comfortable riding. Anyway, it's the way to go. I mean, there's some downsides, obviously. You got to pack light. There's limitations, of course, unless you're, one of the big GS riders that has the boxes all around. You pack 100 pounds of gear. It's so much easier to access things like this, places where people don't go. You see this tiny little dirt road off to the side, and you're like, wonder where that goes. And you discover ATV trails, that otherwise you would have just ripped on past and didn't even notice if you were on four wheels. The XR150L, my friends, is a fantastic, I have been abusing it. I have literally, this is not an exaggeration, the entire day, aside from stopping at red lights and stopping for gas, I have had it wide open the entire time. And it hasn't missed a single beat. It's been awesome. it just keeps on coming back for more. I think the only thing I'm gonna have to do is tighten the chain up a little bit. I need to check the oil, and then this chain's getting a little bit slack. So I'm gonna snug that up tomorrow for sure. Might do that here at camp. And then I'll check my oil for sure, make sure we're good to go on that, because it was burning a little bit of oil before I did this little mod. When I was in Texas, I added a length of hose. So the breather hose from the crankcase goes up, down, and back into the breather box now, as opposed to just kind of a straight shot. That's what I read online. That's where I was losing. I lost about 1/3 of a quart, which is 1/3 of the oil capacity of this motorcycle. So I think that's going to fix that. Other than that, this thing is awesome. Yes, it's not fast, but honestly, this is as fast as I'd want to go anyway. I don't want to go faster than like 55 miles an hour. That's my comfortable speed that I like to cruise at. You know, I'd like to go slower, but when you got miles to burn, that's the way to do it. Now, sure, people are gonna give you a hard time. Maybe if you want a motorcycle like this, you could invest. I paid $2,600 for a used one. It was basically new. $2,600, and I'm having a blast. I could spend $30,000 on some brand new adventure motorcycle and not have as much fun. I mean, maybe I'd have equal amounts of fun while I was on it, but there'd always be that burden of guilt. I spent how much on this thing? I'd be happy to pull up alongside some $30,000 Ducati or whatever, park right next to it, and in pride, and be like, yep, and honestly feel like I have the bigger stick. I didn't get the short end of the straw. I feel like somebody, a snooty rider perhaps might put his nose up, but in reality, he's gonna look at you, and you're gonna know that he knows that you're having at least as much fun or more fun than he is, and he spent a whole lot more money. I don't know. I like cheap stuff that works. That's my thing. I like getting out here with minimal gear. I'm using camping gear that I've always used. Aside from like these Moscow Moto bags that are kind of expensive, and then the motorcycle itself, I mean, I guess you can count riding boots and helmets and all that kind of stuff too. But aside from like the moto specific stuff that I feel like are kind of necessities, I'm just using my normal camping stuff. I'm not doing anything crazy. I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of crap. I didn't invest a whole lot of money in this. And I'm having an amazing adventure, at least 2,000 miles. I've essentially gone halfway across a continent and back. That will have happened by the end of this trip on this tiny little 150cc motorcycle. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. You let me know what you think. $538 more miles, and I engage the left flap. This allows proper ventilation of your undercarriage.